Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and CEO, iNACOL, Susan Patrick.
Thank you. Please join me in another round of applause for the incredible performance opening the iNACOL Symposium 2018. Thank you so much. I just want to welcome all of you in our opening today. I have so much gratitude, such deep gratitude for the incredible work that you're doing. What we're talking about is deep and lasting and sustainable change. And I ask you and invite you to reflect on the journey that you're on. And I ask you to reflect how you came into this work. What is your why? What is your truth? And where you want to go. The world is changing, and so too must our education systems change to prepare our youth to find their truth and to equip our communities for what the future brings. The future of work and the future of jobs is changing dramatically. You may have been reading about this, but about 50% of jobs are going to be moved to automation. And what this is going to require, according to the World Economic Forum, is vast changes in our education system and our learning environments. It's going to move to competency and portfolios of student work and student evidence. With 60% of our occupations having 30% of those functions automated, there is a massive global mismatch of skills. In fact, just this week, the Bank of England reported that economists may be vastly underestimating how fast the robots are coming. What does this mean? Artificial intelligence right now is writing poetry. Those sports articles that you're reading, the sports reporting is being done by AI every day. Economic forecasting at your investment firms is happening through artificial intelligence. 10,000 new articles a day are being written by artificial intelligence on Wikipedia. To say nothing of the self-driving cars, right? What does this mean? This means that human beings, our youth, our future of work, people are going to need the capabilities to discern truth, what is ethical, and what is just. Ask who is programming all of this. And the sources of data that AI is drawing from are likely to replicate inequities in the system if we don't have leadership that can problem solve, understand context, understand the changing world that we live in, and make decisions that are right, that are just, that are ethical towards a more open and just society. This is inevitable. This is inevitable. And it's here. It's not just coming, it's here. So too must the future of education change. But education is a humanistic pursuit. And the conversations around the globe right now are very different about what it means to have an education system that is preparing our youth and our societies for future prosperity. The conversations in other nations are looking deeply at the aims, the purposes of education. Our leading nations around the world are having a different conversation about broader goals for what students need to know and be able to do, checkpoints on progress, what it means around quality processes, examining equal and unequal inputs and resources, outcomes, and a focus on equity. They are looking at education and transformation towards networks of learning spaces inside and outside of school that are culturally responsive, culturally inclusive, and the role of educators are designing this new world. The role of educators is a priority, and building educator capacity has never been more important than it is now. It also means that diverse stakeholders in our communities must be brought together to articulate these goals and to drive this change. There is growing recognition around the world that central governments are too big. They are no longer agile enough to adapt to the rapid pace of change. This pace of change is unprecedented. We need flexibility to respond, and that is where local communities excel. We have got to build on the assets and strengths of our local communities in driving the future and in driving the future of education. We need the courage to design schools on the values and beliefs that we hold dear, on the hopes and goals of communities setting the vision and taking collective action. This is about whole system transformation, not just one portion, not just tweaking the existing system we have. It is about looking at deep root causes of structural inequities in our education system and imagining the future that we hope for our youth and our students, not just a piece, but what is a meaningful qualification? Why is it that students earn a diploma and 60% of our first-year college students have some form of remediation and aren't ready for college? We need to get serious about what it means to have a meaningful qualification in our secondary schools, in our colleges and universities, and across the workforce. And that, my friends, is a competency-based system with evidence of student work and learning and recognition of prior learning. It's about transforming roles. Thank you. And it's about transforming this alignment between what is possible in K through 12, higher ed, and the workforce. Let's tear down those walls. This system transformation is about opening opportunities for all youth. Thankfully, all of you have rolled up your sleeves and are here to make this transformation happen. When you think about whether we know we're operating within a theory of action or a theory of change, we are. So ask yourself, what is your theory of change? Now, I'll give full attribution to Eric Wenmuth, who I was just with 2 weeks ago in Arkansas, who said he's traveled around the world and he thinks there may be 3 theories of action that he hears education systems operating under. And I'll be real brief here. Theory number 1 is what he calls show up. If you show up, you earn seat time and you get some kind of a degree. Is that going to prepare our kids for the future? What is our system based on? Theory 2 is that students are some sort of empty vessels to be filled up with knowledge, heavily relying on textbooks. Instructional materials and assessments drive what happens in the classroom. Empty vessels to be filled up. And he said theory number 3 is lighting the fire. It's about creating future makers. It's about building knowledge and skills and abilities to navigate this complex world, analyze, having the ethics, having the problem solving, lighting the fire for learning how to learn, and navigate towards an uncertain future with success.